I was a fat kid, and I wasn't living on high fructose corn syrup. So everything that they say about what is to blame for the childhood obesity, you have to take some common sense with it, along with the science and facts. Back when I was a child, 1975, less than 5% of children were overweight or obese. Today, it is 1/3 are overweight, and the overweight gets so bad that 17% are obese. Now, when I was a kid, we had a McDonald's in our town. I lived in rural Michigan, and I remember some of the surrounding towns, how excited they would get when they got a McDonald's. But my childhood, I didn't grow up on eating McDonald's more than once a month, or if that. I grew up on something that was known as burnt butter and noodles. They say obesity is partly heredity, partly nurturing, what you are getting from your environment that's being fed to you. Well, my dad is Greek, back in the corner there. He struggled with his weight. He went up and down, dieting. He was one of the roller coaster dieters. I actually am not much of a roller coaster dieter. I have accepted my overweightness for the most part, not so much because of heredity, but because that's how I grew up. The first time that I remember overeating was probably about age 5. My dad, he owned a restaurant. Now, they say that Italians cook for their families. Well, I want to tell you, Greeks, they cook for everyone else. So my dad, he owned a restaurant and a bar, and he wouldn't get home until after 2 a.m. And at that point, he would want a snack before going to bed. Well, that's how you gain weight. And in today's society, that snack usually means going through the drive-thru at McDonald's at 2 a.m. and getting a Big Mac. Well, I'd be stoned, and my window would be open, and just outside the window was the vent from the kitchen, and it would waft the smell of burnt butter and noodles. That would wake me up, have me go downstairs, spend time with my dad, and have a huge plate of what I call a magic sleeping potion. Burnt butter and noodles consists of 3 ingredients: noodles, butter, and Parmesan cheese. Well, one of the advantages of getting a Big Mac is portion control. When you order a Big Mac, they're going to give you 1 Big Mac. However, when it's just my dad and I at 2 in the morning, and he boils up an entire bag of noodles, which says serving size 6, and he uses 2 sticks of butter, a ½ pound of butter, puts it in the frying pan, it melts. Then you do it kind of like popcorn, and you swirl it as it starts to burn and foam up, and that's what creates the incredible smell. It gives it this nutty flavor. And then 2 cups of Parmesan cheese poured over it. My mom, she was skinny. She didn't eat at 2 a.m. But Dad and I, we split this. So let's look at the nutrition of these ingredients. Splitting the 2, I would get 1,871 calories at 2 in the morning, 5 years old. But what was amazing, and I didn't realize this until I actually put this information into my computer to compare it to what everyone says, a McDonald's Big Mac. Oh, it's so fattening. And I was shocked to learn that I was actually getting 65% of my vitamin A. And I'm thinking, there's no lettuce, no tomato, no green veggies. Where is that vitamin A coming from? And I had to break it down and see that it's actually coming from the butter. The cows eat the grass, they get the vitamin A, and essentially I was getting my vitamin A, and oddly enough, with all the Parmesan cheese, I was getting all my calcium. But I was also getting 200% of my fat, and as a 5-year-old, that's probably 10 times the amount of fat you need, and saturated fat and cholesterol. But let's actually compare it. If we divided it up to 8 servings and only got the recommended serving, how does it compare to a McDonald's Big Mac? And look here, we have very similar calories, fat, nutrition, everything there, very similar. So even though I grew up with bad eating habits, I was still getting a lot of the nutrition without knowing it. And if you eat a McDonald's Big Mac, you're getting a lot of nutrition that you might not realize. Because if you're only eating one Big Mac a day, 50% of your fat, that means you need to still get another 50% of your fat from your other meals. So if you're not eating burnt butter and noodles as your other meal, and you're having vegetables and fruit and other items that don't contain fat, you need all of these essential nutrients in your diet. So I just want to say that you need to look at what you're eating throughout the day. Use the nutrition label, whether it's from a fast food or whether you have to plug in the information of your own recipe into a computer program. Find out, are you getting the vitamins and nutrients that you need to be healthy?